When you're moving around to these places, do you go to kind of business hubs where you find other entrepreneurs, or how do you connect with people? Because obviously, when you're moving around, it's hard to kind of connect with people. So, how do you? Because I know there's listeners that I friends and previous guests as well. I class them as digital nomads as well. They do the exact same thing. But perhaps for those aspiring to do that, what's the secrets to connecting with people?
Yeah, especially earlier on, I did focus on those hubs. So like San Francisco and specifically Palo Alto, that is what changed my life. So the way that I got started was I just like made a commitment to like never work in a hotel. I would always work at a cafe. So every day I went to a new cafe around Palo Alto and I just worked. I was building my tech startup at the time, programming, and most days it was pretty uneventful. And you had to pay for some coffee and stuff. But like the good thing about the culture in the US is like they really encourage you to stay at those cafes for a long period of time. And eventually I kind of got lucky, just being persistent with working at cafes, and I met some Stanford students and we got started chatting, and then like, hey, you want to come to campus, come to the campus, and we'll show you around. And that was kind of like my ticket in. And then from there, I kind of made some good friends with some other entrepreneurs doing some cool things. And then they connected me with venture capitalists. And from there, it just kind of all spiraled. And so for the kind of earlier part of my career, I did focus on those hubs. So like San Francisco, in Austin, in New York City. So like those bigger cities where it's a lot easier to meet people. Now that I kind of have a lot of those connections, and I kind of do a lot of things on my own now, I don't tend to focus on those hubs. I kind of I value my peace and my solitude at this stage in my life. So that's why I kind of stick with these lesser known places like Serbia, for example, where there's not much of a startup scene. And I kind of like that because I can always go to start seeing like, I was in Dubai about a month ago, and then before that in Austin, Denver. So like I can always travel and go and meet those people. But I think with the way the world has progressed, now a lot of connections are coming online. So what I tend to do is I reach out to companies and the people that I want to connect with, and you kind of start that online relationship. But there's not a whole lot of value in online relationships. I more see that as just like the starting phase. You really start to develop a connection when you go and meet them in person. So that's why I like to travel around to specific events. So if there's an event happening that I know some colleagues are going to go to, then I meet with those colleagues, and then they introduce me to their friends and then their friends, and that's how you kind of get connected.